Hey, welcome everyone out there to Ask Hypnotica 41. I want to talk once again a little bit about what just happened this week and the whole process. As you know, my best friend died along with actually another good friend in two totally separate situations. And I took responsibility. I was talking about in number Ask Hypnotica 40 that I engaged and I decided to take up the responsibility to help ease the burden of the family of dealing with people and situations and even the financial burden. Because when you're in a situation like this, and if you've done a lot of the stuff that I've talked about, you're going to understand, like, you're really going to separate yourself from the masses. You're going to step up. You're into a leadership position. You're going to learn how to do things and step up and put things together and organize. Why? Because you're raising your own bar of what you expect for yourself. As I said before, is it harder? Yeah, it's a lot harder. Does it take more time? Yeah, it takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of energy. It even takes some financial contribution to do these things. But the things that came out of it, like I said, the memorial was on Saturday, and it was mind-blowing. Like, nobody has seen an event like this that came together for family and friends. Literally had the mayor down there. We had probably about 100 surfers out in the ocean. We had hundreds of people there, and just with donations and things like this, for a gross total, we almost made $4,000 that we were able to help the family with. We made t-shirts, we had hats, we had a good time, we had DJs, and everyone that went to this memorial was mind blown by the amount of love and support and generosity that there was. And it was a amazing idea. And I want to touch on what I talked about in number 40 is, if you don't step up, nothing would have happened. Like I said, this could have just went, hey, Walter passed away and just a little funeral service, but this was an opportunity. I mean, I saw people that I haven't seen for 20 years, and it was just absolutely heartfelt to see all these people stepping up. And there's so many different learnings that came out of this. I just want to talk about some of them. Anytime there's a situation like this, you really never know who's going to step up and who doesn't step up. There was people that I would have expected to help and really step up. I mean, some of these longtime friends that didn't. And then there was people that were immediately in a circle near us that stepped up big time. And all I can say is, I personally, all right, and this is coming I'm not trying to talk about myself, but I'm trying to lead by example and give you some of the ideas that I got back. Because I did this, I can tell that the amount of respect and inspiration that I was able to give, and the amount of respect that I received and got into people's heads for doing this just went up. I can't even tell you how many bars. I had so many people coming up to me saying thank you. And I knew it was going to be hard. And I knew it was going to be tough. And I knew it was going to be worth it. Now, everyone that went to that, including myself, like, I can look back, and this is one of the things that's powerful in life, is I can look back in my heart, in my spirit, in my soul, and feel amazingly good about this situation. I can always smile upon it. It wasn't a depressing situation. It was a celebration. It was heartfelt. And there's only positive energy. And like I said, in my belief system, that positive energy from everyone that was there. I mean, we got on the news. That's how amazing this whole thing was. We will always have that memory in our heart, in our soul, because of a little bit, it was a lot of effort, but that little bit of extra effort that went into having an event like this, we're going to all have memories. Those that went there, those that donated, those that just thought about what community, what friendship, what love, what caring and compassion means. We all have some magical memories on this. And I only feel amazing about it. And when I can go through my life thinking that I went the extra distance and I can feel amazing about it, that's how things build on top of each other. It builds on the energy. It builds on my competence. It builds on people looking at me. I mean, I was amazed at how many people came up to me and just opened up and didn't even see this side of me. And I made so many more deeper friendships that I would have never done before. And I also had the opportunity to listen. A lot of people are so selfish, or they're so self-consumed with who they are, that they want to talk and they want to talk. But I was able, because I've gone through this transition, I have my own inner peace, my own inner balance, my own happiness, that I was able to, go neutral and listen to everyone. And listen to everyone go through their sorrow. Listen to everyone that was able to express themselves and how they felt. I had men cry to me. We cried together, and that's another thing. It was beautiful. It's not this old stereotype of man. It's a sad thing when your best friend dies, or your close friend dies who you've shared wonderful times with. You're going to feel it. And no one said, oh, he's crying, he's being a pussy. No, it was like, hey, this is a healthy emotional thing. Now, I want to tell you just a very interesting story about this whole event. Now, I understand. I've been around. I've seen lots of different dimensions through various activities and spiritual practices that I've done, so I understand that exists. And this event, I want to tell you something that was just really, really cool, how everything lined up. Like, I felt my friend's presence there. I mean, he was babbling in the sky, because I don't think even he realized how many people loved and supported and cared about him. So, I was feeling that he was up there just babbling and stuff like that, which is okay. It's okay. But I could sense that. But it was a good one. It was just we were breaking the spirit down a little bit. Sometimes the humans can break the spirit down a little bit and let them do their thing. But here's some really cool things, synchronicities that happen. Call them synchronicities. I just call it spirit working in harmony with what's going on for a greater cause. So the day before, it was overcast, big swell, really strong rip current going down, which means that the ocean's just pulling you down and down and down. And so there were some, issues about, are we going to be able to paddle out? What if there's people that don't know how to surf, that don't know how to go out there, and we were worried about them. So we were thinking that we might just do it, like half people on the land, and we're going to do a big circle with half people just waiting in the water. But this day, the sun came out. The waves were big. They were beautiful. And we thought that the rip current was going to be pretty strong. But the cool thing about it is, when we all paddled out and we got out there, the waves stopped completely during the entire time that we were out there talking and, expressing ourselves. That's what, one of those paddle outs are. It's just a huge amount of friends that were gathered, holding hands, telling stories, giving some prayers. I got to go into the middle and really send Walter off. And there was birds that came, and they just started circling us. And it was just amazing that everything just hit this beautiful point in time where everything was perfect. I haven't had too many perfect days in my life, but this was one of them that I got. This was one of the gifts that I feel that I got. And when the circle was done, we all started paddling. Now, I surfed for about 7 years, and I was decent when I was, back in the day. But I haven't been out in 20 years. And when I was going out there, I didn't have a board. Someone was supposed to bring one, and he was looking for it, but the surfers were already going out. So I basically picked up a board. I just said, hey, whose board is this? Nobody knew. And I said, well, if he comes back, I'm borrowing it. So I borrowed it without asking, but I just told him, I said, don't worry, I'll be back. So I paddled out, and it had no leash. And usually a leash basically stops the board from flying in, going to the shore if you eat crap. And so when the circle was done, I was out there with a lot of surfers, people that have been surfing for 30 years. And I was paddling in, and a perfect wave came, like a wave between all the surfers, just to me, all right? And I was thinking, okay, it's been 20 years. I don't even know if I still have it in me. And so I said, what, screw it. And I started paddling. The wave picked me up, and I got up, and I went down the face a little bit, and then it kicked out, and the board went into shore. But I swam in with just such a good feeling of how everything was perfect. The day was perfect. The people were perfect. The situation was perfect. Everything was perfect. So I have to reflect a little bit about, this is the effort that I gave, that I put in there, that all these people put in there, and they received a perfect day in return. And I think that's how it works. So I just wanted to mention that, because there were just so many cool things that happened that were just perfect. And so I now have that in my treasure chest of memories. And I just wanted to bring that to you as well. So if you have the opportunity to really step up and do something like this, do it. because you're only going to learn. Donate your time. Go to a volunteer place and see how something like this takes place. See if you can learn all this process, because I'm telling you right now, it will open doors beyond what you can believe if you can do this. And that's why I say start small. Start with a small dinner party. Invite people over. Make the food. Get the beverages. Yeah, you're going to miss a lot of things, but you know what? If you do it a few times, you're going to understand the process. Being able to coordinate an event, being able to throw a party, being able to bring people together is I believe, one of the most powerful traits and attributes that you can have. And I just really want to make this a point of it, because this is about building better men, building better people. And when you have this, I'm telling you, the sky's the limit on what's possible. And you know, these are just things like in my bank of good feelings, this is going to be there. It's a powerful one. Like it's the totality of all the good feelings that you take on. Hey, sometimes maybe you have some bad feelings, but if you keep on doing good things in life and you share and you go the extra distance and you do things that is way beyond what people expect, you're going to be amazed at how people respond to you. And it's just like you're storing in the good bank. So when that time of transition comes, when your banks are opened up and your good completely outweighs the bad, you're going to be going places, all right? So I just wanted to touch base and just wrap this up, because we're not going to talk about it anymore. As far as that goes, I feel my closure. I feel happiness. The family thanked me. We did a good job, and that's what counts. So once again, all I want to say is rethink the level of your bar. Raise yourself up and beyond that which you're used to. Go the extra distance. That is what's going to make a successful human being, and that's what matters. So with that being said, I love you all. All right, there you go. And I love that you're watching, and I love that you're learning, and I love that you want to be a better man or woman. And with that said, this is Hypnotica out.
It's illegal to have cameras in your hands. I know.
Oh, new place to follow.
What's it called? What's that movie called? Great White Hype?
Yeah.
It means all silent camera.
What's really going on?
I don't know, that light is...
Hey, Wallace,
What's going
how's
on?
the food?
Awesome, dude. Thank you.
Good shit,
I
huh?
had to come by and try it.
That's good.
How about just a nice little tray to...
You need somebody to...
How about just a little teeny bud for a Mondavi?
Oh, okay, a little Merlot. It's a great wine.
That's not fair.
Fuck, dude. Jesus.
All right.
Fucking animal. Jesus.
When you're really mad,
You get that money, from me? Let me stress out a little bit.
Let's go.
that's good. And applause break over my infidelities. I've had 4 AIDS tests my day. The AIDS test is very scary to get. It doesn't matter what you've been doing.
You realize what he's going to do with that much tape in your face?
Right. So I don't get the regular AIDS test anymore. I get the roundabout AIDS test.
Maybe.
I call my friend Brian. I said, Brian, do you know anybody who has AIDS?
Come on, Vino. The light's very bright, dude. How do you do it? Camera. The light's beaming. Please.
You know me.
Partake in some of these hands.
I got into an argument with a girl from inside of a tent.